We are going to talk about our agenda for the next session, which is the main session.
Okay, we have prepared a simple agenda for our next meeting. We can talk about technical aspects and like something overview of product requirements and specifications and packaging requirements and labeling. And then we can talk about commercial aspects, something like delivery terms and lead times, shipping and Incoterms, and inspection terms. And then we'll have financial aspects, price negotiations, and cost breakdown, payment terms and conditions, and then we have legal aspects, contract duration and terms of renewal, risk management, and contingency plans, and then final summary and agreements.
So it really depends on the size of the transaction. If it's not that big, I have been in many sessions that we did not have an agenda. It was for $15,000, $20,000, $30,000. But if it's a big negotiation, then having an agenda is really helpful. I hope I could answer your question, Hamid. Sorry, Nima, for interrupting you. Silence at this point of negotiation means that the buyer agrees with the agenda because we are changing the topic. So if you have any issues on the agenda, it's the best time to discuss it. If not, then it means that we are okay with the agenda that you have written. And I will explain you the importance of agenda. And I will tell you some points about the agenda which is written at the end of today's session. But do you like to continue with the question? And please, once again, think that this is a part of your negotiation. And this is not an educational negotiation. It's a real business negotiation. Do whatever you do or say whatever you say in a real negotiation. Go ahead. So getting back to the agenda, we would like to talk about product and packaging and requirements in the first part. Then, whenever you see an agenda, we need to make sure that all the most important factors are covered in the agenda. So buyer team in the commercial aspect, is there anything which is missing?
I think the needed documents, shipment documents.
Shipment documents. Can you sign a contract without shipment documents? میتونم تصور بکنم چقدر هزینه دموراژ کانتینر دادید، چقدر هزینه انبارداری دادید. خود اون دوتا سودتون رو خورده احتمالاً کاملا. خب این چیزا واقعا تو مذاکره مهمه. یعنی ببینید دوستان من، مذاکره دو تا بعد داره. یکی چگونه مذاکره کردنه، یکی چه چیزی مذاکره کردنه. مذاکره واقعا شومن بازی نیست. مذاکره تخصص فنی کالا رو میخواد. مذاکره صبوری میخواد. مذاکره یه شخصیت حل کننده مشکل میخواد. یه آدم منعطف میخواد. یه وقتایی بعد بگه حق با تو درست میگی. باشه من قبول دارم. یه وقتایی بعد محکم وایسی بگی نه من قبول ندارم. ابعاد خیلی متنوعی داره و کار واقعا جالبیه، کار واقعا جذابیه. باید نسبت بهش دید بلند مدت داشته باشیم. ولی هر چیزی، هر نکته‌ای، هر جزئیاتی با من حرف میزنه. من الان اسکرینمو شیر میکنم با شما. وقتی که من توی خرید یک کالایی طرفم بهم میگه که آقا من از شما من شیپینگ اینکوترمز و اینجا اضافه میکنم شیپمنت داکیومنتس رو که بعد نیما زحمتشو بکشه. برای خرید من شیپینگ رو به ندرت تو قرار دادم به عنوان یه ماده مستقل داشتن. برای دام زنده داشتن. برای دام زنده شیپینگ و ترانسپورت رو به عنوان یه ماده مستقل تو قرارداد نوشتن. چرا؟ چون دام زنده یه قرارداد بود با اتریش برای خرید تلیسه، آبستن بودن اینا، باید با کامیونی هم میشد که کامیون سیستم تعلیق قوی می داشت و باعث ایجاد استرس برای دامی که آبستن هست نمیشد. Shipping and Incoterms and Shipment Documents. Inspection Terms. اینجا خریدار به من میگه اینو خریدار نوشته، فروشنده نوشته.
فروشنده.
If you are the seller, why do you add inspection terms? Something is not in your favor, you can leave it. If they ask, that's okay. If they don't, they don't. That's why we prefer to write the agenda. It's better to be a fair guy, but not to be too much fair. So if you know, they like to negotiate and they like to get some concessions. Leave some room for yourself. Whenever I write a contract, I want to draft a contract, I intentionally write some conditions that I know they never accept it. Intentionally write some conditions that I know they don't accept it. But I write it. Why? Because they say, okay, I don't like this one, I don't like that one, I don't like this one. And I know they have all the right to say so. I accept it. But when I do this, it means that, okay, some conditions were based on your idea, some conditions were based on my idea. So they negotiate on those too much bad conditions and they forget about some other conditions. But if you write everything which is fair from scratch, then they again want to negotiate about something and they find something which is moderately acceptable for them. خودتون عمدن یه چیزایی بذارید که اونا بگن آقا من اینا رو قبول ندارم، اینا رو عوض کن. و من به عنوان فروشنده هیچ وقت اینسپکشن رو نمیذارم توی دستور جلسه. بذار خریدار بگه. وقتی اون میگم خب حالا که تو میخوای باش. یه چیزی هم اون گفته، یه تیکه هم حرف اون رفت، یه تیکه هم حرف اون بهش احترام گذاشتیم دیگه. خب پس بحث بازرسی جزئیاتشو باید بدونم که چیه. ادامهش میرم قسمت دوم financial aspects، میگه price negotiation and cost breakdown. When you write an agenda, you are defining the roadmap, you are defining the strategy, and when you deliver it to the other team, you are creating a kind of expectation. Cost breakdown is good for projects, is good for machinery, is good for complicated products, but not for masks or sanitizers. And your negotiation is not going to be cost-based pricing. We have two types of pricing, fixed price or cost-based price. Your negotiation for this case is fixed price. So you don't need cost breakdown, just remove it. This can cause a waste of time for 1 hour in the negotiation session. Is there any important legal clause which is missed here?
Governing law, no?
Governing law. This is an
Obviously.
international contract between Iran and China. So are you going to do this purchase based on Iranian laws, based on Chinese law, based on any other country's law? Besides that, we may need termination. Termination. So what happens if in the middle of the job, one company is bankrupt? What happens if there is a fundamental breach in the contract? The seller gets the money for the first order and they do not deliver the shipment. The contract may be terminated. Fasakh. And when we have a contract which is terminated, then we definitely need another article which is called consequences of termination. So you now have an agenda which you can make some modifications. Nima, if you don't mind, please make some modifications, send it to the other team, and you can finalize it. I think we have agreed on 90% of the issues.